Guys, my colleague Tom Winter, an NBC reporter, has some new reporting from 3 senior law enforcement officials who have been briefed on this investigation, who are telling him that federal investigators and local law enforcement are looking into reports or trying to determine if this suspect who was driving the vehicle was also firing a long gun rifle into the crowd while running people over there on Bourbon Street. And this is an image of the alleged pickup truck that was used in this attack. In addition, we're told this vehicle is the intense focus for investigators who are using the license plate, apparently a Texas plate, to try and determine more information about the suspect and the case and what led up to this tragic incident. On the rear of the vehicle, we were told, according to 3 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation, that there was a flag or had some kind of marking, which investigators are acutely focusing on right now, trying to determine the motive. So, Frank, a lot of information there potentially about the vehicle, Texas plate, potential long gun rifle involved in this attack. Again, this coming from law enforcement briefed on the investigation as points of the investigation that they're currently probing.
Yeah, I mean, this new information seems to further corroborate the absolute objective to take out as many lives as possible. I'm going to do it with tires on my truck. I'm going to do it with a firearm. I'm going to do it with a long gun. We don't know the nature of the long gun. It hasn't been fully described to us, but it could be that it has a large capacity magazine. I don't know if we're hearing reports of people with bullet wounds, and perhaps it's too early to make sense of all of that. It's possible that people experience being run over and being shot. I don't know, but we need to, we would start hearing, hey, we've got bullet wounds here. I don't think we've heard that yet. So that's interesting as well. And whether that was a reflection of a desire by the suspect to take out police officers who might be pursuing him now. With regard to this information, we should be very careful about whether there was some terrorist affiliated insignia or flag on the back of the truck. We should be careful. It could be a distraction. It could be a distraction. It may not be a distraction. And we would be listening for a terrorist organization to take credit for this. That could happen. It could take a while, or this could be a lone actor. I always talk about the speed to radicalization that I was witnessing as I was retiring from the FBI, and what I'm told is continuing. And that means that from the point you're first approached with, say, a radical sermon or a video series, we are seeing young people radicalized in record time. We've noted sometimes just 9 weeks to radicalization, meaning 9 weeks before, from your first exposure to radical violent ideology to acting out on it, could be as fast as 9 weeks. That is a battle that is being fought because it's online. It moves at the speed of the send button. And so all of that's going to happen through social media analysis, talking to friends, loved ones, co-workers, getting inside his residence and devices, which may be password protected, by the way. That could cause a speed bump. But it's all hands on deck to exploit this person's devices and really assess his entire life.
Are you surprised, Frank, we haven't heard more about this reported suspicious device? What we heard from the FBI special agent in charge was considered to be an improvised explosive device.
So I lack clarity here, and perhaps, Anna, you can help with this, but I'm hearing what appears to be conflicting reports about the location of these IEDs. Was it within the truck? Was it in a different location than the truck? And we're not sure if it's associated with the truck. And I think I expect to hear much more about that at the press conference.